Yes, ma'am. Just give me 1 second.
Yeah. Saksham, come on camera, please. Okay, so let's start. By the time everybody joins, we at least can have one pair get started. Okay. Saksham and Astha.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So, Saksham, you will be the interviewee first and then Astha. Okay. Saksham, what's your family background?
Family background, my mother is a homemaker and my father is a retired from State Bank of India.
Okay.
And I have one brother and he's also working in ICICI Bank.
Okay. So, are you interested in joining a bank or finance industry?
Yeah, my like finance or technical industry or fintech, latest generation industry. I will, my interest will be more over there.
Oh. And who in your family you are most close?
Sorry, ma'am?
Your family with whom you are the most close?
Oh, I'm actually close to my mother and father, both of them. Like I've admired my father, uh, hardworking. Like he was traveling to local remote villages for working. So yeah, ma'am, I've seen from both of them actually. Like my mother gave up some sacrifices for like giving giving us the right kind of educations and everything, all that. Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. Over to you, Astha.
Sure. Thank you, ma'am. Saksham, I'm so sorry. How will you deal with problems if you face any problem in an industry or any company?
Uh, so if the problem is related to my field only, so I will look up for solution from within my primary approach, and also if it's a little bit more of not from my side, so I will take the help of my colleagues that I am working with, and I will also talk to with some mentors for the guidance regarding the same issues.
What if your colleagues won't help you out with the particular problem? Then what will you do?
Uh, So I will look for a solution from my side only, cause or maybe I will talk to some other persons that are like interested or they have found some same issues like I am getting into it. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
It's a very new problem. Then what? How will you handle Saksham? Something that has not been faced earlier ever.
So I will try to solve that myself only by exploring into on internet or looking at some YouTube videos or something,
Okay.
or doing some research on my own only.
I'm timing that. Time is
Okay.
up.
Thank you. Okay. I didn't even tell you. You will still take the time. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. Fair enough. Saksham. Thank you. Now the
Thank
role
you.
reversal. Okay.
Yes,
अखिल आपने बहुत मेहनत किया लास्ट सेशन में, अभी मैं किसी और को देती हूँ काम, ठीक है? Nisha, can you do that please? 3 minutes.
Sure, ma'am.
And everybody come on camera, please. Anuj, Rajvi, Amruta, Pallav, Kinnari, Rajeev, Pratik. Come on camera, everybody. Yeah. So, Saksham, your turn now.
So, ma'am, I will like to ask one question. That one risk that you have taken and you are feeling good about that taking that risk.
if okay, so I got myself a dog. What's it? I got myself a dog. I was not really good in mood at that point of time. So I got myself a dog, and I'm really proud of it that I got her. It makes my life very better in that case.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Astha, what does your name mean? And how does it suit you as a person?
Ma'am, Astha means, can I speak that word in Hindi? Is it fine with you? Astha means Vishwas, trust in God or any particular thing. Yeah. And what was your second question again?
Does your name suit your personality?
Yes, ma'am, it does. I'm a very trustful person, to be really very honest. You can trust me on anything. It's like that.
Okay. Okay. So who is beginning? Nisha, how much time? Do we have time?
Yes, ma'am. 1 minute.
1 minute. Okay. So Asta,
Yes, ma'am.
suppose you have a big problem with your supervisor. Sometimes some conflict happens between you and your supervisor. So what will you do next? So it's a big
Ma'am,
argument. Yeah.
I'll try to listen to him first, like how he react to the situation. As he's my supervisor, I'll try to resolve it with including my opinion in that, as I don't know how to resolve it properly. On first thing, it wouldn't happen if we both would have understand the situation. So I'll try to resolve the situation first.
Okay, but he's not ready to listen to you. Then how will you? He's not ready to talk.
Ma'am, I'll try to make it up to him by doing some stuff he like. For example, I'll try to convince him to listen to me first, that I was not wrong in that situation. Right.
Ma'am, time is up.
Okay, thank you, Nisha. Okay, Asta and Saksham, thank you. Okay,
Thank you, ma'am.
that was good. Okay, next Pallav. Pallav
Yes,
and
ma'am.
Cherian, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Come on camera, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so Pallav, you will be the interviewee first, and Cherian, you will be the interviewer. Okay.
Okay.
Pallav, what's your educational background? What's your graduation in?
I'm Bachelor of Computer Application.
Computer application, BCA.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so Pallav, tell me, how does this combination work? BCA plus MBA.
Ma'am, if we go on the educational side, I don't think it really works in a package. But the learning we get from the exposure we get from doing a graduation from other colleges or any of the course like BCom or BBA or BCA or BTech CS or anything, the exposure we get in the learning we get to evolve in our personalities and maintain a certain personality trait in us, which we build during the college time, and which also helps in the management college as well. So in the educational background, you'll not see much of the subject same or much of the content same, but in the physical way, like what the learnings I learned there, how to express out myself, and what is the appropriate behavior in any organization to do, or in the college also. So that is the main thing, ma'am, overall.
But then you had chosen BCA, Bachelor's in Computer Application, at some point of time with the career in mind. So how are you going to adapt to this now? MBA puts you in a very different path.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
Ma'am,
what was it?
ma'am, I took 12th in maths in the 12th, and in our like in our family also, it is believed that if you take maths in the 12th, you have to do BTech, or you have to do like BCA or something like computer related course. And if I had back then took commerce at that point of time, so I definitely do BCom or BBA. So that is my what you can say, that is a negative point in my life. So it was not the sole
Point?
reason.
Is it a very negative point?
No, ma'am, it was not the sole decision of mine. It was also the some of the family pressure.
But is it a
So
negative
which I took.
point in your life? Has BCA helped you in any way? Were there any benefits of doing BCA?
Yes, ma'am. Earlier I told also that thing, that BCA, if you look at the organizational behavior approach or the management information system approach, I do get to learn many of the things from that course. And if you get in the coding zone or like C or C++, Java, Python, I learned that also. That is not the negative way in my life. But if you look at the management course I'm doing right now, like I want to specialize in marketing. So if anyone asks me that what is the value of Python in marketing, so I think I won't be able to answer that. So in that way, I was saying that not all the courses I did was relevant to my PG program.
Ma'am, time is up.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, so 1 minute we'll have to give more. Cherian, please ask your question.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, am I audible? Pallav, am I audible? Yeah, okay.
Yes,
Trust is very hard to find these days. So how can you make sure you trust someone to be a business partner? Like what all qualities do you expect from the other person if you have to finally trust him or her?
So if you want to trust anyone, like business is very serious matter, not building any relationship as casually. But if you want to maintain a certain relationship or build a certain relationship in terms of business or doing any business, so you have to see the track record of that person. What is the track record? What is the past things he had done with his colleagues and his coordinators? What all achievements he did in his life by being in a partnership or being in a solo also. So firstly, the cooperativeness, the term is that cooperative, how much cooperative he is. Like if any decision I am taking, is he supportive or not? Like if he's taking any decision, I am supportive or not. So that is the main thing. Like if any decision is taken on behalf of any company or in any organization, so it is very firm that if I take any decision on my behalf, I have to take the decision for the benefit of the company, not on the benefit of myself. So that is the main thing.
Ma'am, time is up.
Okay, thank you, Nisha. Okay, so good. I think all of you answered well. Chirian, now you are the interviewee, and Pallav, you are the interviewer. Pallav, you go first.
Okay, so Cherian, suppose if I'm your supervisor and I'm giving you some work to do which you disagreed upon. So what you to do?
So first of all, I believe you being a superior to me, uh, if there was any work which I missed, which I told you that I will not be able to do, I think you have the right to even punish me for the same. So if you're asking me what I would do in that case is that I would try my best to finish off the work by asking my colleagues if it's some subject which I'm not really clear about. I will try to get help and I can learn about the subject and make sure the project is finished if you allow me by a certain time, within a certain time period. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And one more thing, like what was the last work that you were criticized upon? Like what work you did and you were badly criticized upon that?
I guess regarding that question, I can firstly say that whatever you expect needn't be the same thing. It might be happening. So life has its own way about things happening. But yes, okay. Uh, the last work where I got criticized upon was even from my mom. Okay, I think I got it from my mom. So basically, even she expects me to do like help her for few of the house chores and all. So then, even though I do it, like even if it's some other small kind of problems which I do by my mistake, and then she wouldn't leave me. Like she would still bring up the same matter and just say that I don't do anything at home. But it's only us who understand that we have actually done something over there. So yeah, those were the times I actually felt like my work was criticized.
Okay. Okay. Chirian, my question is, what has been the most, the biggest academic challenge for you throughout your entire study life? Which subject you found most difficult?
Which subject, or you meant, ma'am, which part of education, like
Which part
UG,
of,
PG?
yeah, you can talk about any academic challenge. Yeah.
Okay, the academic challenge what I had to face was after my 12th. Basically, I had to spend 1 year for my CA coaching, the first the CPT paper. At that time, it was known as CPT paper. Right now, it's known as CA foundation paper. So I was not interested in doing that, but like most of the young age have to face like family pressure at that time. So my granddad asked me to spend like 1 year of my time. So I had to spend without me liking the subject, but I made good amount of friends over there, and it was a very good time, and I had to study also at the same time to try and prove myself, but yet I couldn't go through that, which is why then later I went to Bangalore after that for my UG. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And this was like a challenging situation, but any
Yes.
lessons you learned from there?
Yes. I mean, it actually after my 12th, I was actually interested in accounts a lot. So when I went for CA, the subject what I could go for a bit more deeper was regarding accounts. So I could have actually I learned a lot of things from that classes, and yeah, even during that time I was also able to do an internship at my own company. So overall, that time was very productive, I would say also. But yeah, it was a lot of effort and time taken for the right purpose. Yes, at that time.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Good job. Nisha, how much time? Do we have more time?
Ma'am, 4 minutes are up just now.
Okay. 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 Fine. Next in class, anybody who has family business background?
Ma'am,
Pratna?
sorry to intervene. Sorry to intervene, ma'am. I have a call which is scheduled at 4 o'clock. So if I could go first, that would be great. Or we could go after like 4:15, 4:20.
Yeah, we'll take you later. Na, Aram se we will. So, but be here in class. Don't miss class for any calls, huh? Okay, Anshika, you have family background, business family background.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so Akhil also has, right? Okay. So Anshika, we've already done your thing, no? So Akhil will go with you. So next Akhil and who else? Akhil and Aditya. Yeah. Okay. So Akhil, you become the interviewee first, okay? And my first question to you, the question that I asked you. So if you're appearing for an interview here, but I see your background is your family has been into business, and you definitely would look forward to join your family business sooner or later. So then how will you remain loyal to this job?
Basically, I will surely join my family business later, but I have to make my own personality, my own platform. So I have to work basically for to any organization firstly, and if possible, then I will continue with the that particular organization for very much long time. If I have grown much better in that place. And if I'm not successful in that plan, I have no other option. I only have the option to join my family business.
Okay, but that can be one reason because of which you may not remain committed to the job, no?
If I'm doing my biggest personality is my biggest strength is that if I'm doing any work or a job, I'm totally committed to it and totally give my 100% to that particular work. So this can be counted in my loyalty or my strength to a particular organization.
So are you involved in your family business now?
Yeah, I have joined my family business 9 years ago.
Yeah. So then suppose that if you join our company and 3 months down the line, you have to attend a meeting for this job, and parallelly there is an emergency situation in your business. So what will you choose?
No, I will surely join that meeting first because I have many backup plans to my business. I mean, there are many helping hands to my family business, so there is no need to go me personally to there and handle that thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aditya, your question.
So, how do you will change? How do you will handle the change in the working place? You're working.
As I said, I have 9 years of experience in my family business as a CEO, as a employee, or as a laborer. So I have much more experience and many exposures that I can input in the business. So I can easily make my place in that particular firm. with the help of my skills and my plans and whatever the ideas I will help, I will definitely have my place in that business, and I will definitely change the whole thing very easily.
Okay. Any other question, Aditya?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay. So, Akhil, tell me, suppose you're working with us and like 3 years down the line, you are handling a team. And one of your team members, they're very good at their work, whatever they're doing, they're good at it. But they have an attitude challenge that they normally cannot, whatever they work they do, they are good at it. But
Yeah.
when they have to handle or manage relationships with other team members, it is difficult. So there's normally argumentation and all that in your office.
Yeah, so basically, currently also facing some these same related things in my business. So I have a solution. I have tried this solution in my business that I have two laborers in my workplace, and they are totally different from each other. So they have a lot of fights between them. So I make them sit down and I let them understand that these things cannot be done in this workplace, or it cannot be helped much longer. So we have to change for this for the betterment of the business, for the betterment of the firm. So we have to be together as a team, as a family, and consider as a one person, so we can go and run the business easily.
Okay. Nisha, how much time do we have now?
Ma'am, 15 seconds for 4 minutes.
4 minutes, nahi, just give them 3 minutes. Huh? Only on that time we took an extra minute. Okay. Okay. So I think we're done. Akhil and Aditya, good. Good way you handled Akhil questions. Aditya, now you are the interviewee. Akhil, you go first.
So Aditya, my first question will be, if you are working in a firm and you have a group of 4 team, that means that there will be 4 members in your team, and 2 of them are against of you, means how the way of your work, and they are against of you. So how will you manage and try to make them understand?
Am I audible, right?
Yes.
Yes, yeah, you are.
So I will try to explain them how I work. I will also listen them how they like to work, and we will find a way so that we both are satisfied.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I was asking that as a team leader, you
Leader,
can't
yeah,
change the way of your work, but you have to
And
make them to understand. Yeah.
I was saying that if we can find an easy way, we can try it, right? Being a leader or a worker, we should try to finish the work as fast as possible, and that everyone is satisfied, then we can complete the work much faster, right?
Okay.
Okay. Aditya, my question is like we normally celebrate achievements, the completion of milestones and all that. But what is the importance of celebrating efforts?
So efforts are the key for achievement, and efforts should always be praised in any case, in organization or in real life. So
yes,
we should always celebrate our achievements and efforts, and priorities are efforts.
Okay.
Efforts should always be celebrated and should be recognized, even if the worker is small or at big position, no matter, efforts are always celebrated. Should always be celebrated.
Okay. And so what kind of communication style you follow normally? What is your communication style? Are you like introverted?
Yeah.
Are you?
So I'm ambivert, means introvert to the people who I don't know. Talking for the first time, then I'm introvert. But extrovert to people who I know, like my family, my friends. Yeah. And I'm more speaking while I'm speaking in Hindi language. Your English no problem. Huh? Yeah.
Time is up, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Nisha. Okay, Aditya, fine. So, okay, यहाँ पे इंटरव्यू में आपको ऐसे सोच के आंसर देना है as if your real interview is going on, ना? You're not talking to me, you're not talking to your fellow mates. ये हम क्लास में नहीं, हम literally formal interview में बैठे हैं. You need to think that way. Okay, so tell me in that perspective, what is your observations, audience? We have done, I think, 3 or 2 pairs. We have done with Saksham, Asta, Pallav, Cherian, Akhil, and Aditya. What is the question that you remember, Gamini? One answer that you remember? Any of them?
Ma'am, when Cherin mentioned that he faced a challenge after school, after college, where he had to pursue CA while he was not interested in that field, and he did it out of the family pressure. Yeah, I think that kind of a situation has been faced by many of us.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Good that you remember, Gamini. Okay. Shivam, anything you remember?
Yes, ma'am. That we should never be straight to the negative points of R. We should never speak our negative points in an interview directly. So this will give a negative impact to the interviewer, that and they can even mold your the way which you have said. They can mold you and they can cross question you on that itself. So at that situation, that would be difficult for you to explain. And yeah, so that's how it would.
Yeah, that we discussed. But अभी ये तीनों ने जो भी बोला उसमें से कुछ याद है? Any of them? Aditya, Akhil, Astha?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. As Akhil said that he would be focusing on both the job. He would be doing his family business. But what I think at that point of time, that if a interviewee is sitting in an interview, he should be prioritize the company on which he is working. He should not say, as Akhil said, that of course I will be joining my family business. So that's wrong. That's not the way we should say in an interview. We should prioritize the company. Yes, I will be giving my best to this company. So that's.
Yes, that's some good point, Shivam. Yes, Akhil.
Ma'am, I have said I will first prioritize my company only, then my families will be there.
Yeah. नहीं, आपने शुरू में what he's saying is, शुरू में you said ना that of course I will join my business later. I have plans to join. उस वक्त ना, so this plan ना that you want to join your family business sooner or later, full-fledgedly, वो point नहीं mention करना है. Not even the point that if it doesn't work out, then I have my family business to join. ऐसा भी मत बोलो. Okay.
Yes, exactly, ma'am. That's.
Yeah. Yes, it is something that you definitely can talk about. It has made you who you are. It has taught you. You have learned a lot of things from your business. So you will definitely talk about it. But as you, आपने rightly वो भी अच्छे से बोला कि there, yes, when I'm committed to my job, then I will make it my priority. And you also said that when I asked you a question that if there is an emergency meeting and all, so वो भी आपने अच्छे से handle किया.
When we can say that these are the quality or this is the good trait which I have learned from my business, and this will be helping me to. I would be implementing these qualities in your organization to achieve a goal together.
Yeah, that would be definitely be one thing that you can add. But don't say that I will be still involved in my company's my business's day-to-day activities after joining the job. Once you take up the job, in fact, legally also it is not allowed. In your contract, आपके अपॉइंटमेंट लेटर में वो लिखा होगा एक क्लॉज.
नॉन कम्पीट यूजुअली होता है यार.
सो वो जो है ना, तो वो थोड़ा सा आप ध्यान से बोलो. ऐसा बोलो ही मत कि आई विल बी हैंडलिंग बोथ ऑफ देम. आपने वो अच्छा बोला कि यस देयर आर लॉट ऑफ देयर आर बैकअप हेल्पिंग हैंड्स एंड ऑल, पर फिर भी वो पॉइंट क्या है कि आपने ये बता रहे हो कि यू आर स्टिल गोइंग टू गेट इन्वॉल्व देयर. सो यू व्हेन यू टेक अप द जॉब देन यू टेक इट अप 100% एंड यू डोंट डू एनीथिंग एल्स. ये प्रोजेक्ट करना है अपने को. Okay, so that you said now that okay, my dad has built his business, because I remember you had even shared this story with your dad's scenario with us, and that's a very good success story. So yes, you can say that my dad has kind of grown his business on his own, and independently he kind of created his own business empire, and this is what he has taught me, to create my own career independently. So he himself has advised. I have seen him doing this, and he has even advised me to create my own career on my own. So though I do have my father's business is there, and I have participated in it and learned a lot of things, but this is my own independent career kickstart that I want to take up. So ये जो जहाँ भी जिन लोगों का भी business वाला angle है ना, family का, be a little careful in how you answer those questions. Okay. Okay. So fine. Next, Gaurav.
Yes, ma'am.
Gaurav and who will come? Akriti. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So Gaurav, you will be the interviewee first. Akriti, you will be the interviewer. Okay. So, Gaurav, my question to you is, give me one example in your personal life, okay, where you have demonstrated good time management skills.
Ma'am, personal life you mentioned or corporate life also?
Personal.
Personal life, ma'am, it was usually a very rare occasion when I do so in the last 3 to 4 years, but then I've done it. It was the occasion of my brother's birthday, actually, on 17th January, and it's on January in bank. It's usually a very, very hectic situation, hotspot situation that goes on. Usually it's up to 9 or 10 in the night that you have to stay there. But then again, then on 17th January, I remember in 2021, it happened only. There was around 1.5 lakhs of cash was missing from the teller counter, and I had to wrap up and I was planning to wrap up the teller counter with the teller by around 5 in the evening, and left the branch by 6, but then again it didn't happen. However, I did. So when you have that feeling, that tingling in your brain that you have to do it, you just go through it. That I understood that day, and it took a bit of time, but then again I found where the mistake was, and I did a thrashing to the teller. But then again I made sure that I reached the party at the I was a bit late, but then I made sure I reached the proper time, and we had a good party at my house.
Okay. Over to you, Akriti.
So Gaurav, I got to know from your resume that you have a work experience. So I just want to ask
Ma'am, I can't
that
hear you, ma'am. There are a lot of sounds coming in from your back.
Akriti.
Yes, ma'am. Hello. Am I audible now?
You're audible, but there is some noise.
Yeah. Hello. Am I audible now? Like, can you hear me properly?
Can you hear her? Thoda sa background.
Ma'am, I'm trying to decipher her. It's a regular issue that we actually go through. Not a problem. Yeah, please, ma'am.
Sorry. So I got to know from the resume that you have a work experience. So I just want to ask you, like, how you deal with the stubborn customers or an inactive customers.
Stubborn customers I deal differently. Inactive I do it differently. Stubborn customers are stubborn, but there's always a point called breaking the ice. You just need to know where the customer's breaking that ice point is. Usually in my case, when in the banking sector, what we do is we take him to the cabin. So basically, when the customer first comes in, they comes to the the front desk, the reception, and there's a hierarchy that goes through. Usually, when the customers are stubborn and start yelling or something, they've been brought to my cabin, and I first let them sit, have a glass of water, in case offer some tea. It's all about manners and discipline, how you treat the customers. With that only the 50% of the work is done. The rest 50% is how you talk to them, how you present yourself to them. It's usually, I have settled the stubborn customers like this, and inactive customers are the customers that you actually have to work for. The problem is with them. So in case of inactive customers, you have to make a relationship out of it. So in my scenarios, what I've seen that crores and crores rupees lying there in the bank, but they have no relation. So basically, my bank is making no profit out of it. In order to make the profit out of it, you need to make a relation. So in order to make a relation, you have to go and visit the customer. The customer first won't entertain you. I remember one certain case, and I was to visit a customer. Let's say, I'm not divulging the name. Let's say he's one of the most famous cricket personality, and he stays near my house, and I stay in Behala, Calcutta. So I was to visit his father actually. His father's accounts were to be dealt with, and I was to visit with my aim, and a very bad incident happened earlier, and as a result of which they were not using the account and making just like the crores of rupees just lying there. So at first we were treated very, very badly, and as the position that I was in, at first, honestly, it felt like very, very insulting. But then again, I understood that this customer can give me a whole lot of business if I can actually understand why he's behaving like this. So once you get hold of it, you can phone the customer. Sir, are you available today? Ma'am, are you available today? She or he will decline once, twice, thrice, fourth. The fifth time, he or she won't decline. He or that person will see that the effort that you're putting in. So it's all about that. Once you build the relationship, bang
Time
on.
is also up.
Nisha, how much time did we take?
4 minutes.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you, Gaurav and Akriti. Now the role reversal. Akriti will be the interviewee now. Gaurav, your question first.
I got a very interesting question for you. What are the number of sand grains on Juhu Sea Beach?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
The number of sand grains on Juhu Sea Beach. What is the exact number of it?
I can't hear your question properly. Gaurav, can you repeat it?
Yes, I'm repeating it once again. The exact number of grain of sands at Juhu Sea Beach in Bombay.
I don't know. I'm so sorry, and I'll get to know. I'll get to you once I get the answer.
Okay, so tell me the amount of oxygen that Earth holds currently.
71% of oxygen.
And the exact volume?
I don't know. I'm so sorry for that, but I'll come to you once I get to know the answer.
Okay, so sorry to hear, but this type of question usually comes in and to test the confidence of yours. Ma'am will explain it later. And my second question will be which is a simple thing. Let's say you have committed a mistake, a blunder. So in a project that you're doing. So what will be your next step and how will you deal with it? What is the next step that you will do?
Firstly, if I have committed a mistake, then I'll get to know by myself itself what is the actual mistake I have done. So I'll start from a scratch and get to know where I did the mistake. And if in case I'll not be able to find the mistake.
You are a fresher. And how can you gauge the amount of mistake that you have done? If
By
you're a
looking
fresher and you're
myself
just joined.
And okay. So
How
firstly,
can
I'll just go ahead and think about what I have done the mistake. And if in case I do not get to know, then I'll have a conversation with the person, like the senior authority, so that he can judge. He can just explain me what all the mistakes I have done.
Instead of gauging yourself, first go to your senior. That is the best thing to do. But that's it from my end now.
Akriti, my question is that some people believe that sometimes it is necessary to break rules. What do you think?
Ma'am, in office or like
In general.
So ma'am, sometimes it's okay to break rule because sometimes some rules are like that. I'm so sorry. So ma'am, basically there are rules that should be broken because sometimes people become happy after breaking the rules because there are restrictions in everyone's life. So there are restrictions from parents as well because they have gone through those situations as well. But they don't understand that with the changing generations, there are things that they are getting alert about. Like if they are telling ki after 9 you don't have to go out. So what is that? I know that this area is totally full of security. Then I can go out in case of emergency. So that can be a breaking of rules. And sometimes it is okay to break the rules when it comes to an emergency situations as well. And sometimes it's okay when it leads to a self-satisfaction and a happiness as well.
Ma'am, thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you, Nisha, and thank you, Akriti, Gaurav. Yes, good job. Okay, so audience, some inputs from you. Prabhamit, those people whose आवाज मैंने नहीं सुनी आज, please, I would like to hear you. Please make yourself audible.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, as Pallav said that he said that the BCA and the point between the MBA doing. So I believe that he should have framed it in a way that BCA helped me on selecting MBA, something like that.
Yeah, combination of BCA and MBA, PGPM works very good because what BCA taught me is one thing, and on that building up with MBA kind of makes me an all-rounded professional. Okay, that angle should come out instead of saying ये angle जो है ना जो आप लोग ने 2-3 लोगों ने बोला, like even so when Chirian talked about it, he put it in a way that it is something that a challenge he faced, which is fine. But when you're talking about BCA, Pallav, are you there? Bringing that angle that I did it because family pressure and all, which can be true, but अपने को वो angle को लेना ही नहीं अपने को. We don't want to go there. At the end, even I asked you the questions कि कुछ benefit मिला आपको PCA. Focus on that. That BCA was a choice at that point of time, and it taught me a lot of things, and I'm very thankful that I did that. Instead of saying I did, it is a negative thing or anything, ऐसा मत बोलो कुछ भी. No, BCA, what did it teach you? It definitely taught you a lot of things. Okay, logic building, analytical skills, technical angle. It really logic, because if you go into computer application, logic is one thing that you definitely learn a lot, isn't it? And which can be a very important skill in your life even today for making you an all-rounded professional.
Yes, ma'am.
Topping it with MBA, which you explained well, but you can always focus on that you focus on that the presentation skills and the marketing, the organizational behavior. MBA is a very generic course wherein we are taught generalist skills. Okay, so that was something that interested me a lot after doing BCA, and I thought that BCA graduation was something I didn't want to stop at, and I wanted to do post-graduation, and I thought that coupling BCA with MBA would be a very interesting choice. And then I am looking forward to a job where I can apply both of these. I have learned logic and technical skills during BCA, and I've learned presentation skills and consumer behavior and marketing and all. Whatever your area of interest is, club it up with it and then market yourself. Of course, this question will be asked to anybody who has had any science background. Engineering students, BCA.
जिसका माइक्रोबायोलॉजी है मैम वो क्या बोलेगा?
जिसका
माइक्रोबायोलॉजी है वो क्या बोलेगा?
Microbiology. BSc in microbiology, Gaurav?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, actually mine is a very diverse education that I had. So I'm a BSc honors from Calcutta University. Then I have a post-graduation diploma in banking management. Then after that, 3 years of experience. Then after that, doing an MBA.
So you have already, once you have experience, then फिर वो education कोई नहीं पूछता है.
Okay.
जब आपको पहले बैंक में जॉब मिला था, उस वक्त आपको पूछा रहेगा ये क्वेश्चन.
हाँ मैम,
वो क्रॉस हो गया है, that barrier has been taken care of. So once you have experience, you have proven. फिर it's the educational background anyway. A lot of people जो civil engineering करके computer में काम कर रहे हैं आज की डेट में. There are a lot of people who have done computer engineering and then today they are doing something else. Okay,
Yes,
so that industry is quite accepting of it. शुरू में वो barrier cross करना थोड़ा difficult हो सकता है. But normally here what happens is MBA के साथ technical background अच्छे से gel होता है. Because see what happens is technical उसमें क्या करते हो आप, you learn lot of things which are mostly kind of helps you in building your maths and logic and analytical skills and all. Practical exposure to lot of things, you do experiments and all in lab and all. You have to submit projects and all, and you do a lot of time management and you do a lot of time crunching and all that during engineering and all. So all this, those things you learned there. But one area where you need further polishing is working on your communication, presentation and all that, people management and all that. So that angle, interpersonal angle, is very well taken care of in MBA, one angle. And second is MBA is a generalist course. If you see up, quantitative techniques comes from science and your accounts comes from commerce and your organizational behavior comes from psychology. MBA is not a pure science or art. It's not pure at all. ज्यादातर सब अलग-अलग different चीजों से उठाया गया है. Isn't it? Why? Because to give a very generalist perspective to somebody to become a part of the industry in the future at some role, maybe marketing, maybe operations, whatever. But उसको एक generalist perspective दिया जाता है. That these are the things that function or operate in businesses. Right? So that will always get coupled with anything very beautifully. Whether it is technical, microbiology के साथ भी वो अच्छे से कपल होगा, पर थोड़ा सोच के उसको डिफाइन करना पड़ेगा.
वही I said actually, जब मैं पिछला बार इंटरव्यू दिया था, तो सैंड वाला पूछा था मेरे को जब मेरा ये हो रहा था प्रमोशन के टाइम, और फर्स्ट वाला मेरे को यही पूछा था कि why are you shifting from this to this? So I have given the example of RTT, how we work there, like time management that we exactly do there. So yes, they were satisfied. I wanted to ask whether I should add anything to it if they ask me once again in the placements or in the SIPs.
Yeah, so basically as I said, no, ये दोनों चीजों पे हमेशा MBA matter करता है, because no other course teaches you that, because MBA is a perfect blend of a lot of things which were part of business, which are diverse, which belong to different domains.
Yes, ma'am. Understood.
So that is one angle, and another is MBA is all about presentation, research, communicating, interpersonal skills, which is not there in your technical courses. So that way it becomes something which becomes the cherry on the top. Like it's saying something you've already done has taught you certain skills, club it up with this, and it makes you an all-rounded professional or personality.
Understood, ma'am. Thank you.
Something?
Ma'am, I just want to ask a personal question regarding interview. Like, ma'am, I have done my MCOM as well, but my MCOM was in marketing and HR, and I'm doing my MBA with a focus that I'll be going ahead with finance, core finance. So, ma'am, if in case there would be a question from the interviewer, like why you switched from MCOM with in marketing and HR towards finance, so how can I frame the answers?
MCOM is in a Masters of Commerce?
Yes, ma'am. In specialization in marketing and HR.
Specialization in marketing and HR, Masters in Commerce, you
yes, ma'am.
You completed that?
No? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you may not want to even talk about that, ना? आपको PG MBA के साथ club करो अपना bachelor's किसने किया है?
Ma'am, so if I club after graduation, I'll show them that I am doing an MBA. So basically, they'll be asking me, like, you have a 3 years gap. So what did you actually do? So in that case,
have you done any job or anything parallelly with MCOM?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I was doing MCOM as a side course, but along with that, I was preparing for the civil service exam. So that's why.
Say that, no? You're preparing for the civil services exam and all that, बाकी सारा club करो. Preferably don't bring that question. फिर भी अगर करना पड़े, okay. So अगर if you want to show that and you want to show that yes, I was doing something and it was not that I have just spent 3 years. So if you want to bring that MCOM into picture, marketing and HR and now finance. What exactly is the reason? You tell me the reason first. What is the exact reason why finance?
Basically, what was the actual reason behind was like my family was not like supporting due ki go for civil service exam and all. So they told me that take a side course, like to be on a safer side, take an MCOM and go ahead with MCOM as well, so that if you want to switch, then you can go ahead and do the job. So that was the reason behind. But उस समय like MCOM में ज़्यादा focus नहीं कर पा रही थी, but मेरा graduation के समय marketing and HR में like command proper था starting से. मैं पढ़ती भी नहीं थी, फिर भी मैं exams देके I cleared my exam. So that was the reason with taking MCOM in marketing and HR, and I was going ahead with civil service exam. But when I after completing my like MCOM and मेरे like civil service, I was not able to clear it out because of 1 or 2 marks. So I thought to give it a try to MBA, because MBA is something which like एक अपने personalized course है, मतलब like MBA की तरफ जाओ तो like somewhat it like proper growth होता है उससे. तो ये सोच के मैंने MBA की तरफ switch किया मैम. But there is not
अभी HR में क्यों नहीं, marketing क्यों नहीं?
Ma'am, because I can give more focus in studies now, na, because I'm totally free. Like उस समय मैम civil service and MCOM is marketing में ज्यादा.
तो आपको लेकिन finance क्यों, मतलब I understand कि टाइम है पढ़ाई करने का, और मार्केटिंग HR में बिना पढ़ाई करे मार्क्स आते हैं. That is the only reason कि अभी मेरे पास टाइम है तो मैं finance ही कर लूँ.
Yes ma'am.
Somewhere you are thinking of like finance is better than marketing and HR. What is that reason? Why?
Because for me ma'am, I personally thought of going ahead with finances. Like मुझे interest starting से था, plus during this COVID also I thought that finance is a never ending situation वाला thing कि no matter what happens, finance and like it will go and on and on.
Okay. So your graduation किस में है? Bachelor?
Commerce, accounts and economics.
हाँ. तो आई वुड सजेस्ट कि फिर ये इतना कॉम्प्लिकेटेड स्टोरी करने से बेटर होगा कि एमकॉम को आप मिस करो. डोंट टॉक अबाउट इट. एमकॉम स्पेशली दी HR एंड वो वाला पार्ट. ओके, इफ यू वांट टू जस्ट मेंशन इट एंड डोंट टॉक अबाउट द स्पेशलाइजेशन, बिकॉज आई थिंक मास्टर्स इन कॉमर्स में स्पेशलाइजेशन आई डोंट थिंक, अगर आपने लिखा नहीं है तो वो पूछेंगे.
मैम बट मास्टर्स इन कॉमर्स मैम बेसिकली जब पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन चूज करते तो उसमें लाइक हमारे सेकंड लाइक जैसे MBA में सेकंड सेमेस्टर्स थर्ड सेमेस्टर से हमें स्पेशलाइजेशन चूज करना ही पड़ता, तो इट्स लाइक अ कंपल्शन.
हाँ, बट एमकॉम में दैट इज व्हाट आई एम सेइंग, द एमकॉम में HR और मार्केटिंग आता भी है. दैट इज समथिंग आल्सो आई एम थिंकिंग, बिकॉज एमकॉम इज जस्ट बीकॉम का मास्टर्स ना. तो मैं ये ऐसा नहीं सोचूंगी कि इसमें HR और मार्केटिंग का स्पेशलाइजेशन होगा. वो स्पेशली फाइनेंस के सब्जेक्ट्स ही होते हैं ना एमकॉम. दिस इज लाइक वेयर you did it from which university?
I'm Delhi University.
Okay, so if I am the interviewer, or I think most of the interviewers will not get into it अगर आपने वहां लिखा नहीं है. एमकॉम में ब्रैकेट करके लिखो मत क्या स्पेशलाइजेशन है. एमकॉम को रहने दो जैसे एमकॉम किया है आपने, बीकॉम के बाद एमकॉम किया. That is one option. Another option is totally cut it out, because बीकॉम जो आपका अकाउंट्स और उसमें फाइनेंस में पढ़ रहा है उसी के साथ इसको क्लब करो ना. सो इट शोज योर इंटरेस्ट इन फाइनेंस वेरी क्लियरली राइट फ्रॉम द बिगिनिंग. बैचलर्स भी आपने उसमें किया है और आप PG PMP उसी में कर रहे हो, तो फाइनेंस में आपका इंटरेस्ट है बिकॉज यू आर इंटरेस्टेड. फाइनेंस इज एन इंडस्ट्री. डोंट से दैट इट इज अ नेवर एंड खत्म होने वाला स्टोरी कि भाई कभी भी उठेगी नहीं इंडस्ट्री. नॉट दैट वे, बट से दैट इट इज द बैकबोन. फाइनेंस इंडस्ट्री इज द बैकबोन ऑफ एनी कंट्री and any business or any system. So if the system has to function, the finance industry has to function. So it's always it's like evergreen industry which will always exist and will always play a pivotal role in defining economies of countries and the world per se. इसलिए मुझे finance industry इतना robust लगता है, इतना important लगता है, इतना इंटरेस्टिंग है, इतना अच्छा काम करता है, इसीलिए आई एम इंटरेस्टेड इन द फाइनेंस इंडस्ट्री. तो वो बहुत क्लियर हो जाएगा. फिर बीच में मार्केटिंग HR को लाना ही नहीं है अपन को.
ओके मैम, बट इफ इन केस अगर लाइक दे देमसेल्फ फोकस ऑन कि एमकॉम आपने किस पे किया, लाइक समथिंग लाइक दैट, तो
हाँ.
what should be the
That's what I'm saying. M.Com बताओ ही नहीं. अगर बताते हो तो बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेटेड स्टोरी हो जाता है, बिकॉज दिस इज तो HR भी है, मार्केटिंग भी है और अभी फाइनेंस है. सो इट विल बी डिफिकल्ट टू एक्सप्लेन. ऑनेस्टली इट विल बी गुड कॉम्बिनेशन. एक ही कोर्स में सारे ऑप्शंस आपने एक्सप्लोर कर दिए, है ना. और फिर अभी रीजन भी क्या है, बिकॉज अभी मेरे पास टाइम नहीं था, अभी टाइम है तो मैं पढ़ लूंगी. तो सो एक्चुअल में वो थोड़ा कंफ्यूजन है. तो मेरे हिसाब से तो M.Com बताओ ही नहीं आप.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
अगर टेक्निकल है, टेक्निकल के बाद आप उसको क्लब करते हो MBA के साथ, इंजीनियरिंग के साथ MBA क्लब किया, वो अलग बात है. बट यू हैव बीन, आपने क्या किया, M.Com में ही आपने सारे ये ऑप्शंस एक्सप्लोर कर लिए और अभी आपको फाइनेंस करना है. तो फाइनेंस का जो आपके लिए आपके पास व्हाट यू प्रेफरेंस है, उसको आप यू कैन टॉक अबाउट इट. बट M.Com बीच में आएगा तो फिर वो बहुत डिफिकल्ट हो जाएगा कि हाँ यार आपने B.Com किया, फिर आप M.Com में HR में चले गए, फिर वापस यहाँ आ गए. थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट होगा.
Okay.
तो बेटर होगा कि मत यूज करो. अगर यूज करते हो तो डोंट पुट द स्पेशलाइजेशन देयर.
Okay.
आई डोंट थिंक दैट विल ब्रिंग क्वेश्चन. वहां आएंगे नहीं अगर आपने वो लिखा नहीं है, तो वैसा क्वेश्चन आने के चांसेस बहुत कम है. बिकॉज ज्यादातर इंजीनियरिंग है अगर या BSc है तो ऐसा क्वेश्चन आता है. B.Com M.Com तो उसी ट्रैक में है ना MBA के. उसमें मार्केटिंग वो जब तक आपने लिखा नहीं है वहां पे, nobody will think of asking you that question. M.Com किया तो M.Com में स्पेशल है. हाँ इतना पूछ सकते हैं कि M.Com करने के बाद वापस क्यों कर रहे हो ये PGPN, ऐसा पूछ सकते. There you say that I want to do a professional course. Mostly ये जो graduation and masters course होते हैं, they are not professional. They are more like academic. So I wanted to do a professional course. That is why I am doing MBA. बट M.Com में स्पेशलाइजेशन क्या किया, आई डोंट थिंक वो पूछेंगे. 95% आई एम टेलिंग यू, बट 5% maybe.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Yes. Anybody else? Any question? Any observation? Okay. Everybody come on camera. Yes, yes.
पूछा था सैंड ग्रेन्स का, तो उसका आंसर कैसे देना है?
Sorry.
सैंड ग्रेन्स का क्वेश्चन पूछा था ना गौरव ने, उसका आंसर क्या देना है?
तो उसमें सबसे पहले स्माइल करो. जब ऐसा क्वेश्चन आता है ना, तो वो स्माइल से एक तो आपका स्ट्रेस भी रिलीव हो जाएगा. ओके. सो ओके, तो बोलो आई एम सॉरी बट आई डोंट थिंक दैट इज, आई मीन आई डोंट नो दैट, एंड दैट इज समथिंग which I cannot figure out. But yes, जैसे आकृति, I think आकृति थी, who was that? आकृति said that.
Yes, ma'am.
I will definitely कुछ ऐसा funny बोलना है. So I'll definitely try to make an effort next time I visit there and try to figure out with a smile on your face. Because उनको भी पता है ये question का answer नहीं है, उनको भी नहीं पता है वो answer. Is there an answer to this question? If I tell you how many stars are there in the sky, nobody can answer that. But वो पूछा क्यों जाता है? जैसे आपका stress वो करने के लिए. Okay, so कुछ funny ऐसा कुछ जो environment को light कर दे, ऐसा कुछ बोलो उस वक्त. I have visited Juhu Beach a number of times, but it never occurred to me. But yes, next time I will definitely try to do that, count it.
Ma'am, so when I couldn't answer the same, so I asked the interviewer what if you use the answer. He told me कि you say any random number. We just wanted to check. He was just wanted to check whether you get confident enough कि कर सकते हो कि नहीं.
हाँ, वही चेक करते हैं. और मे बी आप देखो फिर कुछ बहुत बड़ा नंबर बोल दो, मे बी infinity, मे बी more than trillions and zillions, more than that, something like that, वो भी चलेगा. But something funny, something interesting, something with जो आपके शक्ल पे भी स्माइल लेके आ जाए, ऐसा कुछ बोलो. तुमको पता है कि इसका आंसर नहीं है. अगर ऐसे फ्रेंड कोई आपको पूछेगा तो आप कैसे रिएक्ट करोगे? वैसे ही करो. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Anybody? Okay. Anybody who is left out for debate round? Yeah. Astha, can you all put your names in chat box if you're left out for debate round?
Yes.
Yeah, please put your name there. Only Astha? Nobody else? Gaurav? Anybody else? Gaurav, you have participated, I think. No? You have. The very first day.
The participants are very scarce. That's why I put in my name.
Okay, fine. So what we'll do now, I'll just throw one topic to the entire class. So it's a debate, but yes, Astha, I would like you to start the discussion. Okay, but I would like to hear from as many people as as can participate. Yes, Astha?
I have some internet issue. It's not working properly. Can I give my debate next time? Is it fine?
Yeah, so you just have to you can put off your camera also if that helps. So you can just contribute. That's okay.
No, actually, your voice is breaking, and the picture is not very clear. So I guess if I'll speak from a bit, so it will
As much
break
as you
and-
can, just contribute. Not an issue. Okay, as much as you can. Okay. But my question is, this question is for everybody. I would like to hear from each of you. What is your opinion? As many as I can. Okay. Liberalization of our country, of our country's economy, okay, happened in 1995-96. Yeah. So some people believe that it was the right thing to do, a lot of benefits. Okay. Some people believe that it should not have happened. Okay. So I want you all to just bring out your point of either supporting or against it. No gray answer allowed here. Somebody who has not spoken yet, I would like to hear them. Rajiv? Can you hear me? Matthew?
Ma'am, can I go?
Yes, Sushant.
So yes, ma'am. I think liberalization is a good for a country, and it actually helped India to grow at a very faster rate. Because just an example, earlier the exports and the imports were totally covered, but after the liberalization happened, the exports and the imports, the rate of the exports and the imports increased a lot, and due to this, yeah, India as a whole nation also began to expand. So yes, I support this point.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. I also support to this point because of this liberalization, many foreign cultures, many technological exchange are initiated, and that's how the growth of the economy and which leads to the progress of the nation at the end is very important. And I believe that today what we are enjoying, like all we get, big food chains, different kinds of technological institutes and all this are opening, they are growing. It's just because that they got that kickstart just because of this liberalization decision, I believe.
Okay.
Everyone is talking about the good side, so let me take a negative one. So there's a concept called multiplier. When an economy opens up, the concept of multiplier is applied, and क्या होता है कि basically the GDP comes down. Input से क्या होता है, हम input बढ़ा रहे हैं ना, input जितना बढ़ाएंगे हमारा उतना all total जो growth होगा वो कम होता जाएगा. But it is not a negative sign, but they get a negative point of opening and opening up the economy.
Okay. Anybody else would like to contradict or add on to anything that Sushant, Dharmit, and Gaurav have said?
I'm agreeing with the Gaurav's point. It is normal if we are increasing the imports, our GDP rate will be fall. And at the time of liberalization, many such things will come up, but how to use it in a right way or in a good place, the people don't know that at that particular time. So there were or we can say that there were no source that how can we use this thing at this place, or we can talk about the new laws which are came up at the time of liberalization. So many of the peoples are unaware about that, and this impacted on their life also personally.
Okay. Can you give examples? So all of you talked in general, but I would like to hear some examples, some industries, whether it is education, whether it is automobile, FMCG, impact on any industry.
Yes, ma'am. One of the most meaningful impact was seen when the foreign banks entered the our country. If you remember, Standard Chartered, HSBC, Royal Bank of Scotland, uh, City, they all entered. In fact, after that, JP and all that came, and it took the country by storm, specifically for the wealthy class people whose prime importance is to increase their money. So they were specifically bankers for the rich, the investment bankers. वो देख के मैम क्या किया, जो लोग हमारा डोमेस्टिक बैंक था, the domestic banks, domestic private banks, they understood the importance of nurturing those wealthy class people, जिससे profits will flow. तो वो देख के मैम what happened, the premier segment of banking that is developed in, that we see in today's bank, that concept was developed by those banks, or those foreign banks which entered the market.
Okay. Anyone else? Prarthana, Vihang, Matthew, Deepika.
Ma'am.
Yes, Asta.
Yeah, ma'am, as new technology came up, and most of the people in rural area were unaware about it, so they didn't know how to use it.
I just put
She was not even listening. Yes, Asta, continue.
Yeah, ma'am, I was saying as many technologies have come up right now, like new technologies. However, most of the people are from rural area who are unaware about it and don't know how to use it, basically. So,
okay. Yes, one point that because of liberalization, there was exchange of technology, advanced technology came to us, and so it helped that way. Okay.
yes,
Anyone else? Aditya?
Yes, ma'am. So, as we all know that it has opened up the Indian economy to foreign investors, and as I'm like being an automobile fan, it has like opened gates for companies like Tesla and everything. So that is what I want to precisely mention.
Yes. Okay.
Also, there is one point that I would like to add. What liberation did was it brought a change in the Indian education as well, because hello, can you hear me, ma'am?
Yeah. Indian what you said?
So liberation also helped bring a change in the Indian education system. Just like Udemy, which is a foreign company, Udemy are offering courses in India as well. So it is because of the liberation that happened earlier, are this company being able to provide services in India as well. So people who are in the remote places as well, they are more more prone to more prone to get educated via online services, as Udemy is providing at a very cheap rate as well.
Okay. Okay. But I would say when you talk about liberalization and privatization, so privatization is one angle that should be talked about. So online is something which has come later. So even Tesla is one example. But if you talk into automobile, we have to talk from the time when it happened. So 1995, 96, what happened is, like, before liberalization, the only cars that were available for us was the Ambassador and Fiat.
Yes, ma'am.
Right, the taxis that you see today, the Fiat Premium per Mini, the only cars available, and there was this any model into it.
Anyone on it.
Right, Vyang would know better. Yeah. So that and that gold wala Ambassador, white color ka, the only cars available.
Yes, ma'am. It also went away. Liberation also helped in one thing, ma'am. It specifically abolished the system of bureaucracy that was existed in banks and all the government institutions. जो एक मतलब कुछ भी करने के लिए, my father used to say कि FD कराने के लिए भी एक दिन लग गया पूरा. Look what has happened to now. Basically, that affected a lot.
Yeah, that is one good thing one good example that you gave banking में. SBI का एक सिनेरियो था कि भाई एसबीआई में आप जाते थे, आपको एक लंबा लाइन में खड़ा रहना पड़ना है पासबुक लिखवाने के लिए, एंड दे विल नॉट इवन लुक एट यू व्हेन यू गिव देम पासबुक. वो इतना एरोगेंस से बात करते थे द एम्प्लॉइज. या so that completely changed when these foreign banks came, and then core banking and all happened and all that fine, but when they came they kind of focused on you are customer, you are a customer, उस हिसाब से देखने लगे instead of this public sector banks जो अपने को एक ऐसे सोचे थे that they are obliging you by giving you services. तो एक सोच वो change हो गई. Yes, that's a good example. Technology वाला बात जो बोला, yes आस्था, I think she mentioned that. That is also a very good thing. That how new technology became available to us because of liberalization or privatization. Education में Udemy, even Udemy तो बहुत कम भी का बात है, but thinking of education, main angle would be privatization.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so privatization of education, उसके अपने positives, negatives दोनों रहेंगे. Yeah. So that is one thing. Certain industries, certain sectors, privatization in airlines. Yeah, privatization in aviation, privatization in so there are certain sectors still जो नहीं liberalize हुआ है, नहीं privatize किया गया है.
Yes,
something
ma'am.
like railways. Railways is not, अभी बोल रहे हो उसके बारे में भी. But railways is one thing which has been post, Indian Post, अभी उसका post is not privatized हो चुका है. इंडस्ट्री में नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ इंडियन पोस्ट ही है जो काम करता है, ठीक है. बट companies like these which are owned by the government and they are the only monopoly अगर है वो, तो वो against liberalization and privatization. Privatization means you other players also participate. SBI आज भी है, but SBI is not the only bank available. People have options.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
है ना. एम्बेसडर फियाट आज भी मिलेगा, फियाट नहीं मिलेगा, एम्बेसडर आई थिंक आज भी दिखता है आपके गवर्नमेंट प्रीमिसेस पे. But then companies came, Maruti, Suzuki tie up हो गया. Okay, and then we had technology जो बाहर का था वो आने लगा, और लोगों को यहीं पे, if before liberalization you had to buy a car from outside, it would cost you a bomb and not affordable at all. कोई जिसके पास बहुत ज्यादा पैसा है वो ही ला सकता है Impala and all that. That was the time when it was only about some few people who could pay heavy import duty and bring a foreign car. जो भी ऐसा नहीं है, which changed. It definitely had its positives and negatives both. Anybody else? Any additional point? Would you like to add? Yeah. Okay, everybody come on camera please before we end. और अभी सुशांत इसका फोटो ले लो प्लीज.
Yes, ma'am.
कैमरा पे आ जाओ. हाँ, अभी ना क्लास में ये आपके ग्रुप में शेयर करो. दिस इज द फाइनल फोटो. जो स्टूडेंट्स इसमें है, they are the only ones who have been throughout the session, both the sessions. ये और पहला वाला फोटो दोनों प्लीज शेयर कर लेना. लिया था ना पहले फोटो सुशांत?
Yes, ma'am.
Amruta, Rajvi, Anshika, Harsh, come on camera. Gitansh, you are there? Sudhanshu? Prarthana?
Yes, ma'am.
Again.
Okay, thank you. Fine. So,
Thank you, ma'am.
yes, good debate. I always like when I throw any question, I get very good points from you all. So that's always a good thing. That's something that practice we need to keep doing. Okay. Next class, I'm giving you the date for the presentation and more specific details के वो कैसे करना है. So we can plan that also. ठीक है?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine, and
Thank
we'll
you.
continue with the individual questions वाला thing. And I want people जिनका भी अभी तक chance नहीं आया ना, as an interviewer, अच्छा question सोच के रखो. Look out for some questions that you can ask in class so that we can also have discussion around them.
Yes.
मैम जिनका हो गया है कि क्विक फोर्स में कुछ करना होगा, अपडेट करना होगा।
हाँ, तो वो मैंने वहां पे अपडेट किया है, मतलब मैंने फोरम डाला है, तो वहां पे ऑल द फोरम्स एनीवेज, जितने भी फोरम्स है मैंने सब चीजों के फोरम्स डाले हैं. सो आई वांट एवरीबडी टू पुट देयर कमेंट देयर एज अ रिस्पॉन्स, एट देयर what did they participate in, what was the point they made. I'd like to see your contribution there on Quick Force. You get my point? Next session we will do, we'll share somebody ka screen, we will share, and I would like to check कि क्या scene है उसमें भी, because Quick Force is one area where I like to see your contribution. और नहीं है तो next time I need to speak and figure out किस किस का नहीं है, so then I can give them some corrective action to do. ठीक है? So I put some forums, वो सब forums में जाके जहाँ आपका नाम फीचर हो रहा है और वहां जाके कमेंट करो what is it that you have contributed. ठीक है? और नहीं समझ में आ रहा जो भी है, next time anyways I will take it in class. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine, then have a good week ahead. See you next
Thank
time.
you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye bye.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye.